truth seeker learning here. Okay, today's lesson. Addition and subtraction equations. So now we're going to get into actually solving algebraic equations. Now, but I'm just going to start with the addition and subtraction first, and then we'll get into the multiplication and division equations. Anyway, we went into this whole thing about, in the past videos, about the x and the y being variables. They're called variables, and they represent missing numbers. Now let's look at this one on the left. 5 plus y equals 7. Now, obviously, you could figure that out. And you would say, well, 2 could go in there. Well, of course the answer is 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. It's baby work, but you have to show work. Let's just say you had to show work. Your teacher wants you to show work. And there's a process to this whole thing. Well, I'll show you. So, with addition and subtraction equations, and I've said it before, the steps are generally distribute, combine like terms, and divide. That's generally the steps. And I'll give you some examples of that. But I'll give you some examples with the distribution. But let's just start with this. So we're going to combine like terms. Let's bring the 5 and the 7 together. Now, how do we do it? Well, the 5 has to go across this equal sign to the 7. And whenever you have to bring a number across an equal sign to another number, you have to do what we call the inverse operation. So this 5 has a plus. Now you might say, well, the plus isn't there in front of the 5. Well, it is. It's invisible. So this 5, any number that does not have an addition or subtraction sign visible has an automatic addition sign. So if you see a number without a positive or negative sign in front of it, assume it's positive. So I'm going to put it there. So that's positive. So I'm going to make it now negative 5. And a positive 5 and a negative 5 is 0, and that crosses out. Now I move him to the other side. You don't have to draw the arrow when you do it. I'm just doing it for you. There you go, minus 5. Now bring Mr. Y down. Bring your equal sign down. 7 minus 5 is 2. Y is 2. Now if you wanted to prove that this was true, what you do is you go back to the original equation. 5 plus y equals 7. Take the y, put it in here, because y is 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 is 7. Check, it works. This is called a check. Or proof, whatever, however you want to call it, it doesn't matter. Now here's another one. X minus 3 equals 3. Okay. We have to combine like terms because we can't distribute. So we'll go plus 3. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0. Bring that to the other side, plus 3. Bring the x down, bring the equal down. 3 plus 3 is 6. X is 6. Now if I wanted to check it, I could do it right here, so I know you can see. Take the original equation, x minus 3 is 3. Put the 6 in for the x. 6 minus 3 is 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 minus 3, 3 is 3. And that's it. All right, now let's do some harder ones. I'll just show some easy ones, but let's do some harder ones. This will be, not too long of a video, but I'm going to do other ones with algebra. We'll always do more complicated as we go forth. X plus 9 equals 23. Now, again, you may be able to figure this out, but let's assume you can't in your head and you want to do work. Well, we can't distribute. There's no parentheses. We only distribute when we have a parentheses or a bracket. I've said this in other videos. So you're going to do this with inverse operation. We're going to bring the 9 and the 23 together. Positive 9 minus 9 is 0. Minus 9 here. Bring the x down. Bring the equal sign down. 9 from 3. Well, we can't really do that because 3 is smaller than 9. So we borrow from Mr. 2, make him a 1, and bring the 1 over there that we borrowed from the 2. So I took a 1 from the 2, gave it to the 3, and it now becomes a 13. 9 from 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4. Bring the 1 down. 14. So x is 14. Now, let's say you want to check it. And you should. You should. You don't always have to, but you should. Your teacher might ask you to do it. X plus 9 equals 23. Take the 14, put it in there, 23. 9 plus 14. Let's see. 14, 9 plus 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. 1 and 1 is 2. So, 23 is 23. That's correct. All right? Now, as I'm doing these, again, I remind you in every video, but I'm going to keep reminding you. You can stop the video, do the problem, and then see if you did it correctly after you watch how I did it. Let's do another one. Y plus 210, we'll get bigger numbers, is 375. Okay. Well, we have some big numbers, but don't be afraid of big numbers. Don't be afraid of big numbers. You have a brain, you use it, and you figure things out. Now we're going to combine the 210 and the 375. Why? Because they are like terms. How are they like terms? They're like terms because they're both numbers. They're both numbers. Okay? So we go minus 210, minus, and then 210 minus 210 is 0, and then minus 210 over here. Y equals 375 minus 210. 5 minus 0 is 0. 7 minus 1 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. 160. So y is 160. Let's prove it's true. Come over here. 160 plus 210 equals 375. Now, let's just do it up here. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. Uh-oh. What's wrong? I put a 0 here instead of a 5. Silly me. You didn't catch that. See, this is, now that didn't make sense because 370 does not equal 375. Now if that happens, you have to go back and check your work, you see? And that's the whole purpose of doing a check. Because people make mistakes. That's really a 5. Oh, it's really 165. Let's correct this now. Oh, now it makes sense. Now it's a 5. Oh, now 375 is 375. Aha, now I'm correct. So you can see that it's easy to make mistakes. And it's important to do a check. Now maybe when you're on a test you don't have the time, but once in a while it's good to do a check, especially when you have a big problem. Now here's another situation. Let's see. X plus 12 minus 10 equals 38. Now we do not have parentheses. We're going to do some with parentheses. That'll be in another video where I show you distribution first, but this is all combine like terms and then divide. So we have to combine like terms. We have a 12 and a 10. We can combine them because they're both numbers, and you should combine them. But I want you to notice they're both on the same side of the equal sign. They're both on the left of the equal sign. So in this case, I brought the x down. So in this case, you do not have to change their signs. You do not have to do the inverse operation. So you do positive 12 minus 10. Well, 12 minus 10 is what? 2, right? And a positive 2. So it's positive 2. So I combined the 12 and the 10, I got a positive 2. Now watch. Then I do inverse operation because now I want to bring the 2 to the other side of the equal sign. Minus 2, minus 2. X equals 36 because it's 38 minus 2. Now let's see if Truth Seeker is correct. X plus 12 minus 10 is 38. Let's take the 36, put it in there. plus 12 minus 10 is 38. 36 minus 12. Okay, let's do it. 6 minus 2 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. That's 24. Oh, what did I do wrong? I subtracted instead of added. You see, you got to watch yourself. Now we'll go back, do it the right way. 6 and 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. Ah, 48. There you go. Now that makes sense. So this is 48. Minus 10 equals 38. Now we do 48. 8 minus, take away 0 is 8. And 4 take away 1 is 3. Ah, 38 is 38. So that's correct. Even with my mistakes. See, it's good that we make mistakes because mistakes teach us to not make mistakes in the future. That's how we learn. We learn through mistakes. It's the way life goes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to make mistakes. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, let's do another one. One 143 equals x plus 29. Now I kind of reversed it on you. And it doesn't matter. You can have a number here, the x and the number on the other side. It doesn't matter. We have to combine like terms again. Minus 29. I'm using the inverse operation, remember. Minus 29. 143 minus 29. Well, 9 take away 3, or 3 taken away from 9. Can't do it. Borrow from the 4, make him a 3, bring the 1 to the 3, make him a 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 4. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1. 114. Okay. 114 equals x. Let's see if I'm correct. Go back to the original problem. This is my check. It's kind of sloppy, but 143 equals 114 plus 29. Now let's do it over here. 140, oh, I'm sorry. 114 I meant to say. 114 plus 29. 9 plus 4, 13. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Bring down the 1. So 143 is indeed 143. Okay, I hope you're getting this at home. You can be good at algebra. Don't be afraid of algebra. Algebra is a lot of fun. And I'll do one last one. And I'll do this one. This is simple, but there's an important point in here that I want to show you. Y plus 3 plus 1 equals 9. We're going to combine like terms. Now I want you to notice the 3 and the 1 are on the same side of the equal sign. See this? So you do not have to do the inverse operation to combine them. Only when they're on the same side of the equal sign. Don't forget that. Don't make that mistake. Here's the y. 3 plus 1 is 4. There you go. Equals 9. Now you do the inverse operation to bring the 4 and the 9 together. Why? Because they're on different sides of the equal sign. Minus 4, minus 4. Well, that's 0, of course. 9 minus 4 is 5. Y equals 5. Let's see if it's true. Go back to the original equation. 5 plus 3 plus 1 equals 9. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 9 is 9. Bingo. Okay? Alright, that's enough for today. Addition and subtraction equations. Next time we'll do these multiplication and division. Alright? Truth Seeker Learning. This is my website, truthseekerlearning.com. Take care.